in Africa. It was formed in 2008. Prior to that, U.S. military operations in Africa was dealt with through the Southern Command, Southern European Command, and the Middle Eastern Command. And under Bush, they felt very strongly that they needed a U.S. Africa Command, and they have been developing this. They attempted initially to have the main base on the African continent, but it drew so much controversy that it still remains in Stuttgart, Germany. Although the U.S. does have a military base that we know about in Djibouti at Camp Le Monnaie, along with France. And they've also established joint training projects with many different African states. They have drone stations all the way from the Seychelles Islands through the Horn of Africa and Ethiopia. They're establishing one now in West Africa in Niger, which is a uranium-rich state. Now, this pamphlet here, it's a collection of articles by myself that was published by Workers' World newspaper. It was published 2 years ago, but it's still very relevant. And I have copies of it if you want to get some. But many of the articles in here deal with U.S. Military policy towards Africa. It's escalating, and our position is that it's being done. The main reason, of course, is they want to gain strategic dominance in regard to the acquisition of oil. More and more oil drilling and export is coming out of Africa right now. 25% of the oil that's being exported internationally is coming from the African continent, even more than what's coming from the Arabian Peninsula at this point. Other strategic minerals, platinum I talked about earlier, coltan, which is used for these cell phones, rare minerals, iron ore, gold, for example, are coming out of the African continent. They just found huge sources of oil and natural gas in East Africa and off the coast of East Africa just over the last year. Tanzania, Kenya, Uganda now, even in Somalia and Puntland, they're drilling for oil, this Canadian oil firm. So that is the main reason why they're there. They also want to gain strategic advantage over China, which now is the largest trading partner in Africa. And many African states prefer doing business with China as opposed to doing business with the United States and the European Union. John Kerry just went to the African Union Summit in Ethiopia, and he said he wanted to go because he felt, that the U.S. needed to be there, because the U.S. is losing out to China in Africa, because China built the brand new AU headquarters in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. So he says we have to be there to challenge China, because they're getting too close to Africa. So if Jacqueline wanted to comment on the revelation